Hello, and welcome to Thursday. Now, our Garage Saga isn't over just yet. We'll finish that up probably tomorrow, and we'll talk about it sometime then, right? Everything went good with it. It's just like there's some tiny little details that need to be cleared up tomorrow, which we'll do then. So, what happens today? That was a weird way of saying that. Well, a lot of time was spent at the garage, but because of that, kind of the day got out of whack. So, didn't really get to stick to my normal schedule, but that means we get to do some more unique things. As you may or may not know, I'm a big fan of the Analog Pocket. I've been sinking so much time to this little thing over the past, I guess, 8 or 9 months. Ever since I got the dock, I've just been sinking so much time to this, right? Playing as many different games as I can. Recently, the staple has been the Pokemon games, but I've really been getting into ROM hacks and translation hacks recently, and I was looking at some, like, quote-unquote hidden gems, and the big one that I really stumbled across was Arcana. Now, Arcana is a game developed by HAL Laboratories, and it's a really weird one, right? I'm in the main town right now, but you play it's a dungeon crawler, essentially, on the Super Nintendo. Typically, when you associate dungeon crawlers, you are thinking more along the lines of PC games, and not a Super Nintendo game, but, like, the strat, like, I looked up the game fact kind of guide for this, and the strat is to just, like, spin around in a circle until you get an encounter here, and there we go. So we got some slimes and we got a hound, and basically you have your attack. You can just, like, normal attack, or you can cast magic, and the strat is to just, like, level up a bunch of times here at the very beginning of this dungeon while you know, you're, like, close to the exit, and you can go straight to the main village and just heal up and do whatever you need to do. That's basically it, but it's just, like, a really, like, neat little gem. It's, like, it's not too long. It's got really great music. You just basically, it's a dungeon crawler, and it's just, like, you know, while I've never really, like, had too much experience with the Super Nintendo, I think the only real game that I've ever played that from, like, around Super Nintendo kind of area would be Chrono Trigger, and I played that on DS. I'm pretty sure I've played other Super Nintendo games. For sure I've played Super Mario World and Link to the Past, and, you know, all the classics, but never got really too far into them. You know, you play them for at most an hour. Like, you load up Switch Online, or what do you call it? Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mini, or just, like, you know, you play one of those, like, little, like, either on Wii U through Virtual Console, something like that, right? And it's like you don't get too far into it because you're always playing just a tiny bit. I know the Wii Super Smash Bros. Brawl had, like, a little section where you could play demos of games, which is really nuts. But it's just like, you know, I'm playing all of these little things, and it's just like, what if I just, like, sat down, played something a little bit more obscure but highly regarded? And this seems to be one of the little games that are, you know, rather short, and it's kind of fun, just, like, diving into a game that you know nothing about, and it's just like, hey, let's try it out, see what it's like. And I spent quite a bit of time in it today, just really spinning around in a circle and just mashing the A button. But once I got, like, to the recommended level, it's just a lot of fun, kind of exploring the area, exploring the dungeon, and then going about your business. Sure, I could spend this time just playing, you know, other games that I've really meant to finish, but I figured, hey, let me just take a deep dive into something a little bit more obscure and have some fun with it. And it was fun. I'm gonna definitely be playing this a lot more. Hopefully I'll beat it, you know, within a week or two, and we'll give my thoughts on it then. But for now, that's where I'm going to call it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.